What up, though? It's your boy Bus Driver. We are back, y'all. The bus stop, live in the D. Shit. Once again, shout out to Flick for hosting us. Shout out to my cousin Ann for putting all this together for me. Shout out to everybody who's been up here so far. It's been an amazing experience for me, and I've had a chance to talk to some incredible artists and have some incredible conversations. And we're gonna keep this joint rocking. So if you could real quick, your shirt fire as fuck. Wow, if y'all cannot see that, that shit is absolute fucking heat. My girl. Introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, what it is that you do, and we about to get into this.
So, I am Dahlia the Poet, FemC, CEO, mom, wife, superhero, black woman, all day, every day from the west side of the city. You can catch me as one half of the People of Detroit podcast, or you can even check me out on all streaming platforms. Dahlia the Poet. Yeah, and that's what it is.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So, FemC, huh? I always want to go like, who are your favorite? Like, I don't even want to say because I honestly, in my mind, if you're a dope rapper, you're a dope rapper.
Period.
So I don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be a gender thing. It like there are no quite like if you spit bars, you spit bars. Who are some of like your favorite um some of your favorites? And I don't want to say top because I always feel like top is
Top is limited.
right. It puts put a little bit more pressure on it. But like some of your personal favorites, like some of your influences, as far as like MC.
Well, I can really dig in my bag and say, if we're going with groups, Wu Tang, Outkast, we talking about lyricism and just MCs overall. Jay Z, I love me some Jigga, Nas, Busta. Shine. Like I can't not mention Big Sean. I love me some Big Sean. Shout out to that new album too.
Yes, sir.
Crazy. That's about to be the soundtrack of my life for the next couple of months. I'm just saying. Certain stuff you gotta, and even as having my own music, it's just sometimes you gotta get that different energy to pour into you because you constantly pouring out. And that right there, yes, that's pouring into me for the next 12 months for sure. But it really just depends because I loved Kim growing up and the Brad and my girl Rhapsody killing it. But then I could go and say,
can you say that one more time?
Rhapsody.
Can you say that one more time?
Rhapsody.
Okay, thank you. Because that's one who was not talked about enough.
Man, listen, fire.
Thank
Dropped a fire album this year. Fire. And there's some people who probably ain't even made it through it.
And real quick, Rhapsody is how I got on the Moonchild. There was a song that she had with Moonchild called Fire, and that's what once it's the research that I do. Like if I hear somebody who's on some track with somebody else, I got to know why you was on that track with somebody else.
Do the digging.
And the gold that I have found is oh my god, they just made me so happy. I'm sorry, but go ahead, Drew.
It's an organic vibe. Like, I could say Miss Corona, Bug Brown, Dahlia the Poet.
Hey, talk your shit. Yep, talk your shit.
But it's for me, it's just the overall vibe and energy because I could literally rattle down a list of MCs, and then if I wanted to go off the city alone, we would spend all day just on that. So it really just we have so much greatness right here. Like I grew up listening to a lot of people. I've been rapping since I was 9 years old and writing poetry. However, I didn't really find myself as an artist until I went to it's no longer around, but it was a spot called the Hip Hop Clinic. And that is where I found myself as an MC because I was around so many spitters that I had no choice but to become better or sit the fuck down and get out the way. So for me, like I could go on and on from industry to my hometown, the MCs that I feel inspired me.
So with that experience in the hip hop shop and like what did you have? Was there like a particular like time of you being there, or was it like a particular bar that you spit where you was just like, yo,
So
I do this shit?
it's funny you mention that because the initial place, the initial place, was when there was a collaboration at the Hip Hop Clinic with Iron Fist. Shout out Firstborn, and then when that when it was time for that reached its end, then the original hip hop shop came back around, they reopened, and then I got to see that experience with that reopening. And for me, it was a lot of things there. That was the first time I really got into throwing my own showcases. And one of the first successful showcases I had was in that building. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It was packed. The energy was good. Shout out A Dot. He shut it down with like this crazy ass guitarist, like rock hip hop mashup, brought the house down. Like that's a powerful memory I had there. Me meeting Professor Griff there. Me like it just was a dope spot with just all of our people in there building. It was a place of opportunity and so for me, it's just the memories and the camaraderie, but it's so many places that like when once you get enthralled and wrapped up into the Detroit hip hop community, you're gonna have nothing but memories. So that's kind of a hard question. I could literally talk all day about all the different memories I have that were so powerful, that were so dope. Dope moments when people was freestyling and didn't stop for 10 minutes. And, like I could name so many moments.
And I think that's the beauty of it. Like there is one particular moment, because I started off at CAS and I transferred to DSA, but while being at CAS, it will always be a cipher after school. And I remember it was this dude's school. My chemical makeup is preposterous. Scandium, oxygen, oxygen, phosphorus. The fact that I was 14 years old when that man spit that bar because he spelled his nickname using the chemical elements. It was just like that.
Those moments.
You got how can you can't forget that shit, and it's like knowing that there is an entire community of moments like that that to experience that have been experienced and that are to be experienced. Is the idea in my head honestly is just amazing because like I said I haven't been home in so long, and just these conversations that I've had just today lets me know what the vibe is like. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me like I said, I'm gonna be back and forth. That's really what the goal is because of in both of these communities. Like I said, like so being a Richmond, I've gotten more involved in the creative community, and like I said, I see where it's going, what it's doing, and being here and seeing what's going on here, I have no choice. I
Well,
have no choice at this point.
anytime you travel, you are opening yourself up to all these different connections, these different energies, these, different subcultures and how everybody does things. And what's dope is as long as the intentions is aligned, it doesn't matter where you're from, the vibe is gonna be
Oh,
organic.
absolutely. Oh, yeah,
All coming
absolutely.
together. Because for me, some of my best, I would say travel the moments that will always like resonate with me
I like how you
will
get to a lot
be
of my
with
questions too. Like, yeah, this is dope. I love that.
I do this. THMP, I'm like 135 baby. But no, but on the real, it's like, for example, when I made a trip to LA, you know, cruising, we get down Fairfax, we go and we stop at an open mic. I forgot the name of it. It was hosted at the time, probably still going on, honestly. I haven't been out there in so long, but hosted by legendary deaf poetry down poet Shihan. He was hosting it. And so I went and got the vibe, shut it down like a Detroit girl do, you know what I'm saying?
As you should.
But the energy once it was over with, like how everybody was just so genuinely supportive and wanting to exchange information with everybody and building and genuine love and feedback, and it was so awesome. Like it made you just want to keep coming back and getting re-energized with that. It was like such a confirming spirit, and like, man, I need to build with these people more. Like my people is really more. Yeah, I got people in my city, but my people is everywhere. You just got
And that's yep,
people.
and that's
Don't
yep,
be
absolutely.
listening. And I sidebar. Don't be mad if people ain't doing this. It's more people that's out in the world that's
Absolutely.
that's
Say
gonna
that again.
picture or autograph. Like it's okay. You just have to align yourself with your people. Everybody ain't gonna always show you love where you from or your people out there. You just gotta connect with like-minded individuals, and you're not gonna find that if you haven't seen anything beyond your own backyard. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
A big, huge lesson in that for me was, and people know I take so much pride in this because to me, if I came home and I felt like a different person, is the first time I got to perform overseas. I went for 12 days, and it was like it was such an experience because a lot of bullshit happened, but it was like so much great shit was happening that the bullshit didn't matter. But I laugh at it now because we really were like musical gypsies in the UK, just everywhere. However, being there, we learned so much and we had dope experiences, like me standing shoulder to shoulder with Chuck D backstage at a Public Enemy concert, rocking the Flavor Flav on stage. Like, to me, that was such a dope moment because that was the first time I had ever crossed paths with those individuals. And how the shit happened was so organic. What is the likelihood that you're out of the country just trying to find yourself as an artist, and then you have another artist friend contact you, hey, we're here at the same time, come to this show, hey, can you come on tour with us? I wish I would have. I got kids. I had to go back home. I wish I would have. But the opportunities were there, and those opportunities wouldn't have presented themselves had I been afraid to leave my home.
And that is the message that I feel like a lot of people need to hear. Because I had this conversation recently. Um, and I don't know if the person who had that conversation with us is actually listening right now. But it is stepping out and having faith in yourself, man. Because like I was talking about it the other day. I can tell you the reason why I'm here now is I did something I didn't want to do, but I did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my boy wanted me to come to a radio show for an interview for a show that I was supposed to be hosting. I was off of work. I still had my uniform on. I didn't know that everything was live streaming and recorded. But like as I'm sitting in my car about to leave, like leave my job, I'm like, do I really want to do this? You know what? Fuck it, let's go ahead and do it. And from there, because I was already hosting my own like comedy shows.
That's dope.
And I was really the way that even happened in itself. So I had a comedian that was hosting a show. He couldn't show up to a show. So I had 4 or 5 comedians. I don't want them to have to take away from what they already have lined up to host my show because somebody else gonna show up. Fuck it, let me do it. Take the shot. My wife gave me a pep talk. I hit the stage, killed that shit. So I started hosting the show. So my boy was like, "Yo, I want you to host my yeah." I'm sorry. Thank you, because I have not. Shout out to my wife for being always loving and supportive, and yeah, hell yeah, I do. Thank you. Because yeah, she's been behind me 100% in all of this shit for real. But I got that pep talk. I hit the stage. I killed that shit, and like I said, with that, he wanted me to host his show. Come on this radio show with me. You know what I'm saying? So we can promote this comedy show. All right, fuck it. We get on the show. And this is just conversation. We just, sitting there talking. I'm kind of saying funny shit because I love dad jokes. Like dad jokes are my shit. So,
not the dad jokes.
And I don't have kids. That's the killer. I don't have no kids. I don't have kids. I'm telling you, bro. But I have no kids, but I love a good dad joke. Like I'm telling you. So it was like with that, like it was a good vibe. So yeah, well, we were looking for 2 new hosts. You know what I'm saying? We could stop looking at. I ended up with my own show after that, and I've been able. This is kind of that same momentum from that of being able to just interview and talk to people that I want to talk to about the dope shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm a fan in some shape, form, or fashion. I'm a fan, so like, yo, I want to know why you do what you do. The shit is dope as hell to me, and I know I'm not the only one that thinks it's dope as hell. But like, why do you do it? Like, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Even getting the Chuck D, what was that like for you? Like that what was going through your mind? Like knowing, like what I'm saying, like you back. First of all, you're back in Europe. Then you're backstage at a hip hop concert. Not just any hip hop concert. This is public.
No, this was at the O2 Arena.
So
this was a big concert.
So this I'm saying like it's just not just some regular like what I'm saying. This is a major thing that's happening. Not only that, you're backstage. Not only are you backstage, you're standing next to Chuck D as you're watching. Like, what's kind of like going through your mind, like in this situation?
I was standing next to him at first. So this is how I found out. It was hilarious. So I'm in there, doing our thing. It's myself, the person I was with at the time, and one of my homeboys that live in London that rep. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of just like, oh, this is so dope. Fan the fuck out, okay? Like, oh, this is so dope. And then I'm just sitting there rocking, like Flav had some new solo music, so he was out there doing his thing, killing it. And by the way, walking backstage with two of the baddest chicks ever, I'm like, man, these ladies love this guy. It's just what it is. Mm-hmm. So he goes out, kills it, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I'm rocking to it, stank face, like feeling what's going on, you know. And then I feel like this presence. It was a large presence I felt next to me. I just knew it was somebody that was bigger than me. Didn't even see it in my peripheral. Mm-hmm. Just felt it. And I turned around and all I see is like arm. I look up. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm just like, all right. Feature, I'm a star too. Mm-hmm. I dig it. Like, hey, how you doing? Say, Mr. D, like, nice to meet you. It was one of those kind of vibes where it was like, it was super dope, but I ain't want to look fanned out, so I was chilling. I can definitely dig that up. But it was definitely a dope experience. And by the way, they love us over there. You can get over to your go. They love us. I have not been able to go back because I'm a mom, and as much as I love my art, that comes first. So, but go if you haven't, for sure. I say like transcending from that for me in terms of to piggyback off what you said about like why people are creating the why, the feeling, the energy behind things. For me, my why was initially it was always rooted in trauma. Mm. So a lot of my art has always been connected to being free form because it was the only therapy I knew how to receive because in our communities, especially growing up in the 90s, mental health is not, it was almost like you're more likely to be accused of having a demon in you than to just saying you have anxiety and or here are some coping mechanisms and these things are happening because you experienced this. And yes, you can't control what those people did, but healing is a part of your accountability moving forward. So for me, my accountability partner has always been my art. Hmm. So I like that. I come and go when I please in my art because for me, it's about the level of release and experiences that I want to create as an artist. And then I go and I continue to be a mother and providing for my children because in the end, they are my crown and my purpose. However, when it's time for me to have some self gratification and fulfillment, that is when I decide that I release a project because I am not just an artist. I am a person that is raising five people. So because I'm raising five children to become productive citizens in this society, I don't completely try to be a rap star. Even though you can do that as an avenue to provide for your family, we all know that going down this path is very expensive. Sometimes being an artist can be a thankless job when you're an underground artist trying to provide for yourself. So yes, you have to find other avenues. And when you're from Detroit, you gonna hustle and do everything you gotta do in the meantime. So for me, that is my why. It is my healing, my therapy, my self gratification, my confidence, my balance, my cool, my bad bitch mode attitude, my everything, my I'm in my bag, my I'm motivated, my I might need somebody to just listen to me. I need to just vent, get this shit off. It's me. I put myself in. I like that. I definitely like that. So, all right. So when you perform, and let's say performing anywhere, whether it's here, whether it's overseas, what's the one song that you've done that no matter what project you got out, no matter what you got going on, that song you gotta do that shit. Oh, it depends on what crowd we talking about. Okay. Because now what's funny is I have a newer song that I can't do anything without someone wanting me to do it. So it's kind of my new classic. It's called Chit Chat. Run It Up featuring Woodrow the Entertainer, you know what I mean, on all streaming platforms. But then if I'm around my core group where I really got my roots from, determination, victory is in plain sight. Okay, we gonna take it there.
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You reach your destiny. We gonna take it to take flight. So it really just depends on where I'm at, who I'm with, because it's different stages of me as an artist and how I've evolved over the years. So it just depends.
Okay, I can dig that. I can definitely dig that. So, of course, once again, going back to we're traveling, like home is always home.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, your favorite place that you perform?
That I perform my favorite place. Oh, um, oh, damn. That LA crowd was different. I'm gonna have to give it to the UK. Like I've done things in Chicago and I've done things in Ohio,
Mhm.
done things different places, right? A few states, but I think it's Canada too. But I'm gonna have to say the UK because their level of appreciation for hip hop was totally unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. These were young kids rapping to some very, very, very classic hip hop instrumentals that a lot of our kids right now in this neighborhood don't even know the names of those songs. So for me, I'm gonna have to give it to the UK. Their level and appreciation for hip hop is very dope.
That's what's
And then you will go into a place. See, here it's different, because a lot of us as Black people don't know where we come from. Over there, you ain't calling them British. You ain't calling them English. You ain't what? I'm what? I'm Nigerian. What? Ethiopian. What? Don't speak to me like that. They know where they from. They so confident. So when you get over there and get all those different energies and you blend that with hip hop,
oh yeah,
top tier.
that's what's up.
That
That's what's
level,
up.
top tier. I love it.
So, like, do you have any like favorite like UK artists right now?
I do like Skepta. I like Lil Sims.
Little Sims. I'm a huge fan of Little Sims. Like,
Oh man, what's his name? Jay Prince. I love this song called Being Like very, 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 very dope. I like a few artists from over there. It's just that's tricky. I gotta shout out my boy Cameron Uzoka. You know what I'm saying? I call him the Tupac of London, my boy. He's off doing some film things and he does some crazy shit. Actually he was doing some working I think with Kevin Spacey now. So shout out to Cameron Uzoka. That was actually the homeboy that I was with at the concert over there and he's come here. We've had that whole bridging for artists to be able
and I think that once again that's what I'm working on, and that it needs to happen more often because there are so many underground artists that we know of that are dope.
Absolutely.
And it's once again it's kind of like if we know that's cool, you know what I'm saying, and I'm fine in knowing. However, as a person, I can't hold on to just knowing this. I gotta let somebody else know.
I mean, that's the only reason why they really underground is because everybody don't know who they are. To me, that's because there are dope mainstream artists that signed to, especially now it's set up a little different because of the internet. You kind of have to come as a packaged, ready-made artist with your own core group following and all of that. So, but there are, some artists that I think are very talented that are signed to mainstream labels and things like that because with the internet, you have your target audience. But that's really, to be honest, the only difference for real between underground and mainstream. It's just the numbers. It's just the numbers. It's just creating a demand. Because if there is a demand for more lyricism and more consciousness, and that's what's going to happen. And the truth be told, there's just not enough visibility. But you ever notice when it be just this one super dope lyricist that just comes out and he's taking over mainstream because the demand was always there. We just didn't bring the visibility to the people, or we didn't know how to tap into our resources to get more visibility, especially if we're talking about 15 years ago, 10 years ago. The internet stuff was just it was just kind of, yeah, it was just starting, especially like the where we are now as far as like social media and everything. It was definitely at the beginning stages. And I do kind of wonder like what would it be like
now if we had the technology we have now back then.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it would be the same. It just was a different time. The music was sounding the way it was sounding then. If we had the internet shit popping the way that it is, like it was then, everything would be the same that it is now, where it would be an oversaturated market because the level of accessibility. The only difference is that the music is just gonna sound of that time. But everything we're seeing, we don't have to wonder about it. That's exactly what would have been going on. It just was different music. Because even when the internet started popping, music wasn't completely oversaturated. We saw a lot of really, really dope content and dope lyricism and dope beats and dope story. A lot of shit was still popping. It's because it's so accessible, more people are doing it because now it's more about views than actually putting in the effort to go and get in line and purchase an album. And because it's off of views now, you can really be trash, but you got a visual and it's just gonna automatically pop up in people's algorithms. And then you own it. So now it's not even so much about the music anymore, it's about the visuals. So if you're not a visual artist, you are not going to have as much visibility as the next person. It is all content. I can give you an example because I'm gonna be honest. That's me. That's one thing that I never really got into my career. And now that I see the importance of it, I wish I had more video because I was performing at some points almost every night of the week. Every night of the week. You know, but I didn't have the resources or the finances or even just to think to, okay, let me just set up a tripod on my phone and capture what I'm doing. So capture everything you're doing. That's your story and your journey. Capture everything you're
because
doing.
it's, the way I kind of think of it, like, and I love watching a good documentary. And I always look at, like, I watched 2/3 of the Genius documentary, and the behind the scenes, just like the little the B-roll stuff. That stuff I kind of feel like answers a lot of questions that people may have about an artist, or maybe even like when they were working on a particular project. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing I'm learning more. Like you're saying, just kind of like recording everything. Not everything, but you know what I'm saying? Just kind of making sure that you document. It's documented. You
documenting your journey. And then it's like for me, seeing that now I'm like, okay, I have to open up more. And for me, that was like a vulnerable point. Like, oh, I have to do what? You know, I'm the girl that got the same pose in every picture. You want me to do what? Okay, shit. All right. I just want to rap. Like, do I gotta do that? Can I just rap? Like, is that okay? Like, no, it's not. It's a part of the business. So you got to sharpen up there. So, all right, cool. Literally, you don't have to have a budget. Just have a clean lens on your phone, baby, and go find some type of scenery. Hell, and just have fun. And just have fun until you can get that budget to do your videos. Until you can, just have fun and document things. And for me, it's just evolving and trying to also have more fun because all of my music was always rooted in my experiences. Until my experiences got better, my music was a certain energy. So once my experiences changed, I learned how to start having fun.
I dig it.
Because I do feel the fun element is missing in our music.
Absolutely.
You get a couple artists that's got some fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta shout her out. She is becoming one of my favorites for sure. I fuck with Big Glove.
Yeah. Okay. And let me tell you. So
At first,
it's the exact same way. I'm
trying to warm up.
FNF. I was like, all
The
right.
situation that happened when she came to Detroit, I was like, oh, is she gonna be like, weird towards Detroit? But I started really like paying attention to her and I liked her energy and I really, really like I'm starting to really
because
I like her.
FNF, I was like, all right, all right, cool. When she did Tomorrow, I'm like, you know what, this shit kind of hard. Like the beat was like, you know what I'm saying? She was doing her thing.
And consistently.
The first time I heard Yeah Glow, I was like, you know what, she got that. She definitely because like and it was to the point where it's like, yo, I wish I could put my name in there somewhere because like it was, but it was the energy behind that shit like that. That's for.
I mean, and then this last
solid
shit
three,
she dropped.
solid three.
Man, listen, I I'm gonna give it to Sus right now. Sus got it hands
She's
down
dope.
to me.
She's definitely
Hands
dope.
down. But for me, I think a lot of it we lost and just having fun because I lyrics is. But I don't want to be lyrical miracle all the time. Sometimes I want to just have fun. Why we acting like we don't drink, smoke?
Right.
Like we can have fun. Like I'm not gonna act like I'm out here, on my sexy red shit or nothing like that. But but I know it's some people that's the era that they in right now. That's their theme song, they soundtrack for their life. Turn it up, have fun. I started learning for me that I want to make different varieties of music, but I want to do it in a way to where y'all doing your thing. Because I was always saying, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. You don't have to do that. Like, people going to do what they want to do. Let's just all create good music, have fun, and not be killing each other. That's what I'm focused on. However, speaking on having fun, speaking on having fun, for me, there was a time where music was not fun as a female. Now, females run this shit. However, but it was times where I had to snatch mics at open mics because they wasn't coming around to me in ciphers. There was times where I had to assert myself as a woman, where I had to be just extra hard, where I felt people wasn't taking me seriously, and so I got real hard in my identity and cut my hair off. And then I came out spitting like a monster, and then I got respected. So it can take you on a real journey, especially when you really bleed this shit and it's a part of your identity. And it can cause you to be like, oh, niggas ain't hearing me. You know what I'm saying? I was mad, like y'all sleeping on me. Like it ain't gotta be all of that. Sometimes it's about you just continuing to grow as an artist, and then
when it's that time,
you gonna find your people. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting booked for features. Throw your own shows.
Exactly. Yep.
Throw your own shows.
Yep.
Invite your friends. It don't matter if it's 25 people in that bitch. It's 25 people that fuck with you.
Say that. Say
Instead of
that.
go jump on somebody's shit and perform. You know what? Yes, it's cool for exposure, all of that, but on the regular, the people that's gonna stream, because now it ain't so much about individual sales. It's about the streams anyway, and the people that's gonna stream your stuff over and over, keep pushing it out for them, travel and meet your people.
That's real shit.
Now, in that transitioning for me, learning those things, I had to have that soul. I get those. I get those. But in that, it just started teaching me things and also how to be accepting of other types of art and respecting how people get down, but just crafting what I want to create. I'm mad at other people making stuff. Well, let me make the kind of music I want to hear. Like, okay, let's do that. So I transitioned into doing that. And that brings me to where I am now because I had a certain individual in my life I was working with where I felt like around 2017-ish, I felt like, okay, I'm really bossing up on my music skills and doing some things. But then I created an album that came out and now it cannot be found anywhere. That was taken down from all streaming platforms. Put a lot of hard work into that. But then what I also learned was in that lesson was it was because I wasn't being true to myself. When you are in a situation where you are being managed or you are not paying for sessions or you are having people pay for things for you, they will try to control your career. So you're better off investing in your own art and don't look for any handouts. And that goes out especially to my ladies. If they offering to do it for you for free, don't take it. Still pay them. Still pay them their price. No, what you say your price is? Okay, your price 250. No, 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 it's cool. I'm gonna call you when I got it. Don't take nothing for free. Because then there's people that's gonna think they can control the narrative of your career and how things go. Don't put that type of power in nobody's hands. So in those moments, I allow individuals to, I would say, hinder my progress. And as artists, I know we all have had different opportunities or different roadblocks that have come about where sometimes some shit can be discouraging, you know what I mean, or super setbacks. But just take every situation and just boss up and feed on it and just keep evolving. And then that brought me into not making music for a while and going into like, okay, I'm gonna go get this degree, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. But at the end, I still came right back to it because when it's in you,
it's in you. Yep, yeah, you can't walk on it.
because he had to remind me of who I was. Like my husband definitely reminded me, like why don't we just do this shit? And so we created a joint album, his and hers, on all streaming.
That's fire.
Check it out. You'll see us looking like Bonnie and Clyde on the cover, you know? And that taught me how to say, you know what? I can have fun. I can create what I want to create, and I get to do it with somebody I love. Oh, you can't tell me shit. Confidence through the confidence.
Okay, so I do. So then I have to know: did you have any moments? And of course, when I do get a chance to interview him as well.
Oh yes,
I got a chance to ask him too. Did you have any moments where you was ready to kick him out the studio?
Yes. What? Because what song was it? What song was it? Oh my God. We went. I'm trying to think which one it was. It may have been. I know which song it was. The song featuring DJ Los, Back Again. So initially, right, that was my song. I love you, boo, but we gonna put it out there. Initially, that was my song. It was two verses produced by Woodrow the Entertainer, cuts by DJ Los. We on there, we spitting, I'm getting it in. And then he jumped up like, oh no, I'm on this. I'm like, what? What? Just asserted like, nah, I'm on it. I'm like, all right. So then we stretching the beat, doing all these different things. He get in there, he spit his verse, and then he's like, nah, because you ain't about to kill me on this. I'm coming out here. So that like, oh, yo, that kind of time. Okay. But it ended up being a lot of fun.
That's dope.
The song turned out super dope. And then we could laugh at it. I'm like, yo, I realized the song was so dope. He was like, there's no way I'm not getting a verse on that song. Like he stood on business for that song. And I'm glad we did because that actually was one of the songs that set the tone for the album being born, basically. And yeah, definitely run that up. We got a joint on there. Like we like using newer samples and older samples just for fun and to bring those nostalgic vibes. Like we got some, we sample 50 Cent. I get money, you know. Okay. And then we got Jay-Z and Foxy. We sampled the Babyface joint they got and made Sunshine. I got, you know, Lucini sample on the joint. Okay, Camp Low. 3 1 3rd, you know. So shout out to Rod Wallace on that. He produced that. But, you know, it was just a super, super dope joint project. First time doing something like that. Okay. And now that's headed forward into this will be my fourth solo project I'm working on. So I'm definitely excited. It's definitely big auntie energy. All right. But you know, I don't want to say too much because you know it just know it's some crazy, crazy music on the way. That's what's up. Working with my brother Woodrow the Entertainer. He's the Timberland of Detroit. Absolutely. That's what's up. Okay. It's definitely okay. It's definitely about to be something serious because I'm not making music for nobody that don't fuck with it. I'm making music for the people that fuck with it. I'm making music for the people that just want to hear some dope songs. People in my age group, people that's chilling, people that's hustlers, people that's bosses. Like I'm out here trying to tell the ladies how to get their bag up that they ain't got to seduce and scheme the tea of the green. You can get it on your own, baby. So that's where I'm at with it right now. I'm in a great place in life and I just want to make some fun music. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. This has been an experience. Like this has been incredible. I'm really at a loss for words. Like I kind of at this point. Yes, yes, like yeah. You're dope. You're dope. You're dope. Thank y'all. You're incredibly dope. All right. So damn, because I haven't hit this question since the first joint. And this is I'm actually wrap it up with this one. Okay. When it's all said and done, we decide to put the pen down. If you ever decide to put the pen down, if you decide to put the mic down, what do you want your legacy to be? That I did everything I wanted to do, and I stayed true to myself. That's it. I'm doing everything I want to do, and oh yes, Natural Nation. Check me out, therealnaturalnation.com. Oh, I'm sorry. Stop. Period. You got podcasts as well, right? Yes. I do a lot of things. I just be doing shit. But So the People of Detroit podcast is actually the brainchild of my wonderful husband, Sir LA, where we are connecting with our people in our city, our change makers, our taste makers, our influencers, our artists, our business owners, people that are in film production, people with organizations. We tap in with everybody just so we can have our people's stories be told. We are our own drink champs. That's what the people
I
of
dig
Detroit
it.
do. And we give really, really insightful, thorough ghetto journalism interviews. And we make it all about our guests. And it's about positively displaying the people of our city.
That's what's up.
So you can check that out. THAPOD 313 the pod. And we always got things in the works, concerts and performances and music and all that fun stuff. And my business where I handcraft products, that is the real natural nation.com. Yes, yes.
Oh,
You got
okay. Okay. And yep, bunch of different avenues. I dig.
And if you want to check out the music, Dahlia the Poet, DAHLIA, Dahlia the Poet.
Well, there it is. See, I didn't even have to ask. Like, cause she does this. You know what I'm saying? Incredibly dope. I appreciate you riding with me. This has been.
It's been a nice journey.
Another dope interview.
And releasing.
Yeah. And look, I'm glad. I'm definitely glad. Once again, man, shout out to Flick for hosting us. Shout out to my cousin Ann for putting me on. This has been amazing. It's your boy Bus Driver. This is the Bus Stop.
All aboard. Just remember, ain't no seatbelts on this thing. And don't spill no ashes on my floor, right? See, I'm about to introduce you to one of the best people in the game right now. Just keep your eyes and your ears open. Take you for this ride, baby. You're now riding with the bus driver, riding with the bus driver. Any show that he hosts is getting liver. You know we put it down in the RIC, but he still rep the 313. What up, you know that he's the host with the most? Yeah, he bring that noise. My blood brother, one half of the Boondock Boys. And if you wanna get on stage or radio, then you should risk it. He making sure the whole family's eating cheddar biscuits. See, all you gotta do is grab a ticket, and you can bring your friends and family if you really wanna kick it. Or you can tune in and enjoy the show, cause you know that everything's on go. You're now riding with the bus driver, riding with the bus driver. Everything he touches getting live. You're now riding with the bus driver, riding with the bus driver. Everything